Shout with joy to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come before him, singing with joy. Acknowledge that the Lord is God. He made us, and we are his. We are his people, the sheep of his pasture. Psalm 100 verses 1-3. What is the human response to the God of creation, and why? In Genesis 1, the first message of the creation account is God. We already hear it in the translation. In the beginning, God. Genesis 1, verse 1. In the first line, Genesis 1, verse 1. The word God is placed in the middle of the verse and is underlined by the strongest accent in the Hebrew. Liturgical traditional chanting in order to emphasize the importance of God. The creation text begins, then, with an emphasis on God, the author of creation. The book of Genesis begins, in fact, with two different presentations of God. The first creation account, Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 to chapter 2, verse 4, presents God as infinitely far from humans, the transcendent God Elohim, whose name speaks about the supremacy of God. The name Elohim denotes preeminence and strength, and the use of the plural form of the word Elohim expresses the idea of majesty and transcendent. The second creation account, Genesis chapter 2 to chapter 4, verse 25, presents God as up close and personal. The immanent God, Yahweh, whose name many believe denotes closeness and relationship. The creation text as a whole is, then, an implicit appeal to worship God. First, to be aware of God's infinite grandeur and power, and at the same time to acknowledge our dependence on him, because he created us and not we ourselves. Psalms 100 verse 3. This is why many of the Psalms often associate worship with creation. Psalms 95 verses 1-6. Psalms 139 verses 13 and 14. Compare with Revelation 14 verse 7. This twofold view of a God who is both majestic and powerful, and who is also close, loving, and in a relationship with us, contains an important point about how we should approach God in worship. Awe and reverence go along with joy and the assurance of God's proximity, forgiveness, and love. See Psalms 2 verse 11. Even the sequence of the two presentations of God is meaningful. The experience of God's proximity and the intimacy of his presence follows the experience of God's distance. Only when we have realized that God is great shall we be able to appreciate his grace and enjoy, in trembling, his wonderful and loving presence in our lives. Think about the vast power of God, who upholds the cosmos and yet can be so near to each of us. Why is this amazing truth so amazing?